Oh, it's me. It's the man with the coffee. That's Jason Rivers. Here it is. It's in a Gorilla's mug. Look at that. Pretty good. Pretty good. How are we doing? We're here to talk about some video games while drinking coffee. That is what we're here to do. In fact, we're trying something slightly different. We're always trying something slightly different, aren't we? Maybe that's the theme of this show. But this is where we just come to talk. Don't come here for playing. Come here for talking. Express your opinion. Disagree. It's all good. We love it. The royal we in this instance. But yeah. We're all connected, aren't we? At the end of the day, we are all life. I just been watching this video about CRTs, so I wanted to. If you haven't seen this guy, I mean, he's much more bigger than us, but just in case, it's very fascinating videos. His name is Godpoo. That's GODPUU. Good name. Why CRT TVs are important for retro gaming. Yeah, really interesting, balanced look at all that stuff. Good fun. I had to go out this morning and buy wrapping paper because I need to go out. This is why we're a little earlier this week on Twitch, because I have to go out straight after this, and I didn't buy the wrapping paper, so yeah, that was actually quite a pain in the ass to get that wrapping paper on a Sunday morning. Let me tell you. If you're watching this on YouTube, this comes out a week after we stream it on Twitch, so you can watch these conversations on Twitch every Sunday at 10 a.m. generally. This is an exception. We're 9:30 this week, and we also stream. That is a we. Two of us stream every Thursday, playing through our backlogs. So that's quite nice. Playing Munch's Odyssey right now. So good fun. They end up on YouTube too, though. It all ends up on YouTube. What are we doing today? I wanted to try something. I always wear these headphones. I never use them. So today we're going to test the copyright striking effects of Twitch and YouTube. Not by doing anything dodgy, mind. But we're going to be listening to Sonic music and ranking it. Why not? I thought when I was going to buy the wrapping paper, I just banged on the Sonic Superstars soundtrack, and I think that soundtrack in the Sonic fandom, at least, I don't know what the wider world thought of it, but the Sonic fandom at least didn't seem to like it much. But I think it's pretty good, and I thought to myself, what if we ranked every opening level theme from every Sonic game that can be quantified as having an opening level? What if we did that together? Me and potentially nobody, but who knows how this will go. Anyway, I'll be doing it. And if you're watching this in the future, like I don't expect that I'll be right in many people's eyes, but this is just me. My personal thing. So we're going to be doing this in a classic tier list style. I'm sure I'm not the first to do this, but I haven't watched anyone else do it, so my opinions are untainted by other tier list making fellows out there. So if I could get here, I found this. This is just every Sonic game. It's made by this gentleman, Galactic Goober. As you can see, I liked this. I looked at a couple. I like this one because it's got all these nice logos. I thought about organizing them all into release order, but that seemed like a pain. So we're going to be going in this sort of very odd randomized. But I don't know how random it was when the gentleman put the list together. But we're going to be listening to all the opening things. Maybe not all the way through. Obviously, we've only got an hour, but we're going to be doing our best to rank them all. Now, some I'll be quite familiar with, so I won't need much. And I figure so long as we're talking over the music, then it's fine, right? That's what I've seen loads of people do that. when they, you know, react to music or whatever. So it must be fine. It's got to be fine. So let me get this first one. So Sonic the Fighters, right? I was a little bit I didn't know at first, but then because it's a fighting game. But if you play arcade mode, I'm pretty sure you always get the same level first every time, and it's this one. So let's listen and let's think. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is great, but let's go. Let's see what happens. It's loading. There we go. Yes, see, very good. It's a bit loud in my headphones. We're going to turn that down just a touch. There we go. There we go. Pretty good. I mean, it's very upbeat. Very, very, you know, dancey, very 90s. So I like it. I like the feel. I don't necessarily think it's the best melody ever, but this is very, you know, upbeat, and it's got that classic 90s arcade Sega feeling, so that gives it some feeling. You know, if you've ever played the fan game Sonic Robo Blast 2, their soundtracks always remind me of at least the first level of that. But yeah, this is a classic Sonic tune, right? It's got that. Yeah, it's got more parts than I ever noticed. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know it went this far. Also, I like that it's called South Island in brackets Lovers. Okay, we're looping. Well, that'll do. Okay, back to the tier list. Oops, sorry. Let me get the hang of this. There we go. So we've got S to D on that one. Now I'm thinking that's a B. It's good. I really like the that 90s Sega feel it has to it. But I don't know that the melody, and obviously Sonic music has like kind of a, you know, for a B for, but ranking it for Sonic games. Sonic games have good music, so, you know, that might have been a higher ranking in a different game. I don't know. But yeah, I think I like the feel of it. It's got a good feel. That much is for sure. But I don't know that its melody or anything is outstanding. It's just pretty good upbeat music. So I solid middle of the pack start. So we got Sonic and the Secret Rings next. So let me just get this queued up, and we'll go from there. Now, oh, don't play. Let the Speed Mend It is the true first level, right? So, oh, it's playing. I'm sorry. I was meant to full screen it. There we go. So I might actually make this louder on here, because I want you guys to be able to hear it, but let me turn it down on my headphones. And then let's go over there and let's listen to this. Now I like this soundtrack a lot. But let's give it a listen. Needs to take a little load apparently. There we go. Need to turn that down on my headphones. There we go. But it should be louder for you guys now. Maybe too loud. Now I know some people are going to feel some sort of way about this because, you know, it's one of those motion control-y games. But I have a lot of love for this soundtrack. That sort of spoken word bit kind of reminds me of the shadow levels in Sonic Adventure 2. Nice repetitive guitar riff. I don't think this is one of the best songs in the game, but I do think it's a great opening thing. I think it really sets the stage for this soundtrack. But it does kind of just do the same thing all the way through, if I recall, just variations of this little guitar riff. But it's got that, I don't know what that instrument in the background is. The sort of thing that gives it its sort of deserty feel. It does do a very good job of that, of setting the scene. Plus it's fun to say, let the speed mend it. And that, you know, frantic drums, very good, very good. I think this goes around and then it sort of dives back down into that like little vocal line. That's coming now. Oh, not quite yet. If we skip ahead a bit, because it's kind of yeah, and then it comes down to this and it builds back up. I like that. I like it a lot. I do indeed like it a lot. Let's move that back to the tier list. I know there's going to be a two-parter. This could take a long time. we're gonna find out. Right, let's see here. I think that's an A. I think that's a low A, though. I think as we go through, that will be at the bottom end of the A. You know, we're left to right. They'll be in order. Left being the highest within their ranks. I think we're good with A. If we had in betweens, A minuses, I think that would be there. But we're going to try and avoid that for now. We'll come at it later like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. I like that soundtrack a lot. It does a lot to give you that feeling of that sort of Arabian Nights feeling, but also has that kind of sonic, you know, butt rock feeling of the era. It's a real good mix. I really like that soundtrack, especially some of the later levels. Really cool. But the opening level's a good one. If it was Dinosaur Jungle, it would have been S rank. But hey, we don't make the rules here. So now Sonic and the Black Knight. I don't know. You could also have argued the Lost Prologue was level 1 for Sonic and the Secret Rings, right? But that's a tutorial. And Sonic and the that's why I said this now, because Sonic and the Black Knight. What's the first level? Looks like it's Misty Lake, because I don't really know this game super well, but we're gonna assume that it's Misty Lake, and we're gonna bang that on there. So this one I will have to give a bit of more of an ear to, because I don't know as much about this. I never really liked this game that much. So let's go. Let's listen together to Misty Lake as it loads. Oh yeah, I remember this. Is this level 1? It kind of is. It's got, you know, I do like the use of, I don't know if that counts as a leitmotif or whatever, but I do really like the use of what is it? The theme song, the Crush 40 song, right? With the violins there. Bass is nice. Love that bass sound from this like era. Yeah. They're not slapping. If they were slapping, this would be going harder. But not quite slapping. This is a nice opening level song. I kind of thought I wouldn't like this one as much because I don't have as fond memories of the game. I really like the lack of guitar in it, because I think this gets a lot guitarier as the soundtrack goes on, if I recall. So it kind of really feels epic without it. Feels a little bit like the Sonic 06 soundtrack in places to me as well. I don't know why that is. Maybe just the violins. I think there is a guitar in there pretty low in the mix. I mean, it's just going around. Does it change at all? I think that... Yeah, I think that's just going round and round and round, isn't it? In a circle. In a Sonic-y circle. So let's switch that back over here. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I did like it. I wonder if that would have been a tutorial level. Maybe this is unfair. Maybe someone will let me know. Is that the equivalent of Lost Prologue? If it is, we might need to revisit it. As it is, I think B. Better than... I don't know. Oh, not C. What way round? I think I just like that sound. Like, I really associate this sound with that era. It's not one of my favorites, you know. It's not like a Daytona... Let's go away, you know, feel to it. It's not up there. It's got the elements of that. It's more of a virtua racing jingle at the start of a lap, good. It's a bit repetitive, but I feel like that level doesn't probably go on very long, but it sets the scene really well. So for an opening level, that's good, right? That's pretty good. Okay, we got Sonic Generations next. It says free underneath. I don't know why that is. Oh, is that like for the DS or something? Is there another Sonic Generations? Hang on, let's have a quick scroll. Because there are two. Yeah, this must be the DS one. But they have the same opening level, right? They're both Green Hill Zone, the same song. Right? It's not different. They have different levels after that, I think. Let me check. Oh, that's Google. I don't want you to see Google. I mean, I don't want anyone to see Google on my dollar. Sonic Generations 3DS soundtrack. I feel like it's the same, in which case we'll skip it for now. Yeah, because it starts with Casino Night on here. Okay, we'll skip it for now because it's the same as normal Generations. And obviously Olympics we're skipping. Sonic 4, one of the controversial ones. Indeed it is. I don't hate the soundtrack. Episode 1, here we go. As much as some. But I don't love it either. Oh, so I put Sonic Generations 4. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, don't start playing. So Splash Hill is the name. Oh, don't start. I suppose you can start. We'll switch it in real time. We're not going to spend a lot of time on... See, it's not bad, is it? A lot of people got a lot of dislike for some of the sound fonts, especially the drums. I think the overuse of the Mega Drive drum sound, which might have been unnecessary. A lot of people don't like the choice of like instrumentation used, like the synth sounds and everything, as it failed to catch that retro aesthetic. I mean, it does sound like it's decent, but obviously the feeling I always get is that it's just like a lesser impression of the Mega Drive songs, which sort of, or just like a sort of very off feeling, like it's trying kinda to be retro, but also not really. Like it's also a little off, a little cheaper, which I think is a perfect stand-in for Sonic 4 in general, right? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We don't need to listen to that loads. I don't think we need to do that too much more than that. Let's give you back over here. Sonic 4, that's a C. That's our first C. It's okay. It's not bad. But it's not wonderful, is it? It is just fine. I don't hate it, not like some. There are some songs in that soundtrack that I like less. It's an okay introduction. It does I think encapsulate a lot of what Sonic 4 is in itself, as I just hopefully explained adequately. Anyway, let's move on, because there's if one of those was, you know, getting it wrong, Sonic 4, everyone, you know. It's funny because it reviewed pretty well at the time, didn't it? It says plus for Sonic Mania, but we don't need to worry about that. This is a pretty strange. Why is it not Green Hill Zone first on here? It's Green Hill Zone first, right? I'm no fool. I know it's main menu, Angel Eye on cutscene. Here we go. Right. Oh, we got an advert. Well, what's going on? There we go. Right. Switching you over. Let's have a listen. This shouldn't take long either, eh? I mean, it's Green Hill Zone, right? And I want to talk about that in a bit more detail when we we get to the original. Now, in terms of capturing that retro aesthetic, that retro sound, while also giving it like a modern shine, I think the key is always, you know, people remember old games and things, including their soundtracks, differently to maybe how they actually are. And so it's a lot like, we want to give you the sound that you remember, right? I think that might have been some of the... Maybe just the synths and everything. It's a lot less sharp than Sonic 4. Everything is just really lovely and like well mixed, right? It's a lot more songs on this soundtrack are gonna go harder, but this is a... Like, I think if I want to listen to Green Hill Zone now, if I'm driving in my car and I want a version of Green Hill Zone to listen to, it's quite possibly this one, you know. This for generations, for different, depending on my vibe. Because I think it preserves that sound, the classic sound, without, you know, while also modernizing it, you know, without making it sound unrecognizable. So, that being said, I've heard Green Hill Zone a lot, and I don't think it's S tier. I do think it's here, top of, and I think it'll be right near the top of this. I think the S tier is going to be safe for the elite. Now, putting these two together, it does make me question. We'll revisit it. It does make me question the Secret Rings placing, because this is not as good as this. Is it? This is not as good as this. Do we need an A minus? I think we need an A minus. I think that's made my mind up for me. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I renamed the other one. Okay, A minus. Let's make this an A. Cool. Better. I'm happy with that. Like that. That makes more sense to me. We haven't had a B plus yet in my mind, but that was an A minus. Okay, another one that doesn't count. Sonic Colors. Okay. Good ass soundtrack. Like this one a lot. I do indeed. And level 1 would be Tropical Resort Act 1. That one's not a hard. That one's not hard, right? Let's get that. Let's get it. I'm getting better at this. I'm not gonna lie, I adore this. This song is great. This soundtrack is, you know, Sonic Color soundtrack is pretty outstanding all the way through. I think so. I think it suffers from having like loads of acts, so you know you end up hearing this song a lot. But it's very cool. It's got rock and roll feeling. That bass line is grooving. You know what I mean? It's always moving, which is perfect for a Sonic song. It gives that sense of movement. It's very like retro, like I don't know what era, 70s, 60s, I don't know, but like with that modern, especially with the drums and production and everything. The synth sound I've never been as keen of, like very common Sonic synth sound that comes up a lot now. But it's subtler in this song than it is in other songs on this soundtrack. That's that little synth there. Never been as fond of that sound in the Sonic soundtracks. I think maybe younger people that grew up might associate that sound more sonically than I do. But it's still good. It works in this context. It's definitely one of the happier opening themes we've heard. Very perfect for this. Yeah, it's good, man. It's a good song. And then you got this little breakdown and it goes back round again, right? Dude. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. this is different, but we get the gist, right? It's gonna start again. I'm trying to do it so you don't have to look at YouTube. There's nothing wrong with looking at YouTube, but you know, I just think it'll look cleaner if I can do the transition without making you look at it. Yeah, I like that one. I think that's an A. I think that is an A. I don't think it's Sonic Mania good, but it is good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I really like I'm less keen on the synth sound, but I think it works in that, and it definitely sets the tone of the game really well. But I love the bass line in that dung 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 dung, and it's basic, right? But it just like that's perfect, I think, for the type of game it is. It has that real like rock and roll. That's the way I feel, like swing to it, and I love the opening guitar melody a lot. I do. I think if they had managed to keep that going for me personally, then that might have, you know, gone up here. But the synth bit sort of brings it back down to earth for me. But I'm sure some people prefer that synthy sound. Tail Sky Patrol is next. Now that must have a level 1. I haven't really played this game at all. Maybe on a ROM when I was a kid. I can't type. Hang on. Sky Patrol. So I am very interested in this. We've got training area. I'm going to say that doesn't count. That's a tutorial. Rail Canyon. We're going for Rail Canyon level 1. Okay. Let's bring this over. That's a Game Gear ass sounding song if ever I heard one. I mean, this is kind of fine. I don't hate it. Very cheery. But it's kind of nothing, isn't it? It's just fine. And it's going to loop after 1 minute, which is... Yeah, this is some handheld gaming shit right here. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I don't dislike it, but I've never been the biggest lover of 8-bit sound chips. As such, I grew up more with the 16-bit era, so that like sometimes if you listen to them for a bit long, they can be a bit painful on the ears. I don't know that Tail Sky Patrol is one of those, but it didn't do a lot for me. That was just merely fine. So put it there. Like it's C for a different reason to Sonic 4, but it is kind of just exists. It is like very, I think, a typical of the era, right? Typical 8-bit chiptune track for a jolly game with a mascot character. Nothing wrong with that, but I've already forgotten how it sounds. Now you could argue it's because I'm talking over it, which is fine, but I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm going to talk over all of them. I am listening, I promise you that. We're going to just skip right ahead. Now, Sonic Triple Trouble is a game I do enjoy, and it does have some good tunes. I don't know it that well, and it is going to have the 8-bit sound chip thing. Zone 0? No, Great Turquoise, that's it. And I'm not sure that level 1 is one of my favourite. Well, let's just get past the adverts before we switch over. There we go. And then here is Sonic Triple Trouble. Now let's be honest, that is a much, much better use of the sound hardware that was available, right? Everything's much... That's good, isn't it? Yeah. That's a bop. It's much like... It doesn't have that high-pitched feeling of the Sky Patrol one. It's got lots of interchanging melodies. Oh, that's good. Yeah, listen to that. Listen to that movement with the chord progression there. And then right back round. Yeah, for what I presume is a very short track that's already sounding like it's looping. There's a lot going on there. Yeah, I like this a lot actually. This, I don't know who made this soundtrack. I'd actually forgotten how much. I don't know if just sitting down listening to it, because I don't often listen to the 8-bit soundtracks in my own time the way I might like some of the later ones. I don't know that I've ever really listened to the Sonic Triple Trouble soundtrack like that. I might who composed this one? Does it say? Arranger Noah Copeland. Oh, interesting. Noah Copeland. Might have to look that up later. But I like that. I do. As an opening level, I'm thinking A, but where in this? Do I like it more than Colors? As an opening level song? I'm going to put it under for now. Oh, that must be Easy E, all about the Sonic songs right now. We're ranking the opening levels, in case you don't know. The opening level themes. I'm pretty torn on this one. I think I like it. I like it kind of the same. I'm going to put it just under. But it's because I could see myself listening to this more. It's tough. But we can come back to it. I'm happy with that as an idea. This is what we got so far. I had to put in A- for Sonic and the Secret Rings. Because I didn't feel comfortable. But now these are in here, I feel more comfortable. But no, I think it... Oh, not there. I think it fits. I think it fits well. So what is it? Oh, you were just at the symphony. Well, I forgot that was happening. That's perfect then. You're in the exact right mood for what we're doing. Sonic Advance OST. I doubt they played much of that there. Okay, love the Sonic Advance games. Love the soundtracks. Can't remember that much about the first level, which is Neo Green Hill. Is that what it's called? I guess it is. This is like the beach level. Let's put it on. Yeah, this is right. This is right. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. So this is one of those more controversial ones, isn't it? Like, some people, myself included, love the Sonic Advance aesthetic and love I really like the GBA's sound in general. I think the GBA is a wonderful sound chip, I guess. But some people don't like it. But that very like retro synth is cool. I love that bass. That bass is just pure GBA. Now, where this song sits, I'm not sure. Great opening level song. Tales of Adventure. That is obscure. We haven't got there yet. Yeah, it does go places, actually, because it's got another part here, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this one. I like it, actually. It's not up there with the goated songs, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. My love of the GBA sound chip. Definitely doing some heavy lifting. So where are we putting that? I'm thinking this is another A-. I think that's a really nice tier for it. I'm going to say just below Sonic and the Secret Rings as an opening track. Just because I think this one really sets the very specific mood of Secret Rings. better than Sonic Advance does. I mean, Sonic Advance does it good, but I feel like a lot of the Sonic Advance songs, maybe, yeah. I just think the storybook games have very specific feels that they're going for, and the soundtrack does a lot for that. But it's not a lot in it. Not a lot in it. Okay. Next one is, obviously these are all junk ones. Shall we move the junk ones out the way? Out the way. Put them down here, so we're not looking at them. That's a 3DS Generations. That's why that's going down there. In case you wondered, we'll do Generations, but they both have the same opening level, so we will get to that. Okay. Obviously, big one coming up. One of my personal favorite games, Sonic Adventure. I don't think we need to listen to the song that we're going to, because because it's great. Is it going to be S tier great? I mean, I say I'm reserving the S tier for cream of the crop here. So, it's going to be interesting. Okay. And now, there's a lot of ways, but this is opening level, we're saying, which would be As Your Blue World, which is, of course, Sonic's version of Emerald Coast. There it is. I mean, it's one of probably still my joint favorite Sonic game made in general. This and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, right? My joint. The riff is good. I particularly love the, again, like I was saying earlier about Black Knight. I think the bass sound is right in there. I love when basses just don't sit still, you know, going all over the bloody shop. A nice mix of sounds. It's perfect. Like you know you're at the beach with this, and I think that you're in the beach in a late 90s, early noughties kind of way. And again, it goes all over the place, which I like. And it's got the little synth. Now that's a good synth in the back there. The synthesized trumpets or whatever, all good. I just want to. This is probably going to be an S. I want to highlight the end of this song here. Yeah, about here. So this doesn't play on the console version because it loops, but I've always loved this in this little come back around at the end of the the end of the thing. Listen to this, man. Like, goes right up there. It really feels like a conclusion. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man. I like that. I just wanted to show that off because you don't get to hear that very often unless you're listening to the soundtrack in, on the soundtrack and not in the game. Yeah. How can it be too soon? I mean, the it's an S or it's not an S, and that's an S. I'm sorry, that's a god tier opening song. Is it the best S? That's a whole other question. Sonic Forces Speed Battle. That's a mobile game. Don't know if it has a level 1. Don't care. Sonic Adventure is just one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. So we are not gonna get through all these today. This is gonna be a multi-part coffee and video games sesh, I think. But we're gonna do our best. We started at 9:30 today, by the way. I know you're catching up easy, so I've got to go somewhere after that. So we're a little out of sync. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. That's the 3DS one? Yes, the first 3DS one. Never played this game, so this should be interesting. But I'm sure it has a level 1, so it does count. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal OST. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, this is one hasn't been uploaded by Deoxys Prime. So someone else uploaded it. I was just going to shout out that man. Seems like Seaside Beach is level 1 on this. Going by the order on the OST. Let the advert play. And look at that. So Not sure if I've even ever heard this song because I've never played this game. Quality's not wonderful, is it? I guess that's the result of it being a 3DS song where they want real instruments. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, it's Sonic, normally the music rules regardless of the quality of the game, right? Is it looping already? It's alright, isn't it? It's pretty good. It's not bad. We'll see if it changes. Yeah, okay, this is new. That's that Sonic Colors synth again, isn't it? Or something approximating it. A bit of an overused sound, in my opinion, in more modern Sonic games. Gonna bring it down a notch for that. Now, I know you'd be in these levels for a long time, because I don't remember if I played this level, but I played a demo of this once, and I was in that level a lot. They're like Metroidvania-y, mini Metroidvania-like levels, right? So you've got to factor that in. You probably hear this song a lot. I mean, it keeps doing different things, but it's not doing anything... It's not doing anything wild, is it? Yeah... It's not... I think it's setting a vibe, which I like. I don't dislike. It's pretty good. Like, it's not a bad song. So I don't think it's a C. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a C. I think it's a B. But a low B. Maybe a B minus. Do we need to add a B minus for that song? I might add a B minus for that song. I think that song is justified. I have to click the cog. A B minus tier. In my opinion. There we go. Sonic Boom. Shattered Crystal. Nice. Let's get Mario and Sonic out of here to the bottom. To the bottom it goes. Yeah. I'm happy with that. What's next? Sonic Heroes. Okay, another one I've heard a lot. So my personal opinion is that this song is pretty good, but not outstanding. Much like my opinion on Sonic Heroes in and of itself. Level 1, of course, Seaside Hill. Now, the best version of this song is from the racing games. Where it mixes this and Ocean Palace together. From Transformed, I guess. But it's pretty good. Nice lick coming up here. So I think it's going to end up at least in an A. And the bass is all over the shop, so you know I love that. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's pretty good. It's no Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure, but it is good. The guitar's very triumphant. I don't think I like the overall sound of Heroes, like just the general choice of instruments used and mixing and stuff as the adventure games before it. I think for this era, you know, especially as well if you compare it to like 06, it doesn't stand out as much as a really great song. I think it's just missing something. I don't know what. I do like this bit where it kind of goes a bit quiet and drops the lead guitar and everything, and you get to really appreciate the rest. But I do think it kind of tends to fade. Yeah, it just not quite as good for me as the best. So how am I feeling there? I think maybe A minus. I think that's fair. I think it's the best of the A minus songs we've had so far. It is a very good track. It's just like missing a little something. I can't really quite put my finger on it. I've always felt it about Heroes' soundtrack in general. Like, it's good all the way through. It's just missing something, missing a little something. I don't know what it is. Do not know what it is. Sonic Forces. Now, no one likes this game. And me too. I mean, I don't hate it. It's fine. But, like, it's not one I go back to. What is the first level like? I don't know that I've honestly remembered. Lost Valley, is that it? I think it is. Honestly, don't know if I remember. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming this is level 1, yeah. Green Hill, more like Sand Hill, yeah. It's kind of just a version of the main theme song, eh? And I've always liked the theme song for this game, as it goes. If you don't like the sound of that synthesizer, you don't like this soundtrack, I feel like. That synthesizer is every bloody place. Now, what I always liked about this theme song in general is, like, it's just bloody nuts. Obviously it's doing its own thing now, but it's still riffing on the idea of the theme song, you know, where it just got so many different parts, and the intensity of it just keeps up through the whole, like, it's very in your face, isn't it? Now, that said, and I think removed from Sonic Forces, like, the soundtrack's pretty dope, my opinion. You had to bounce. Okay, well, catch you later then, Mr. Easy-E. I don't know that this is going in S, I'm afraid. It's good, though. It's good. It's still going, isn't it? Okay, we got the idea here. Sonic Forces. Oh, you're back for now. Oh, okay, welcome back then. In that case, it's yeah, it's not an S for me, brother. I don't think it's as good as I think it's here. I think it's A minus. I think it's an A minus. Because it's good. It goes. I really love the intensity of it, and I love the fact that it just, like, never lets up. Yeah. Synth is a bit much for me at times in that soundtrack. I get it. Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not, but yeah. It's good. It riffs on the main theme. I don't think, like, I just don't think it has the identity of some of the better ones that really, like, set the scene for the game. And I think that's something you might be able to say for the Forces soundtrack in general, is it's got some really good tunes, but they don't, like, if you hear that song, do you hear Green Hill Zone but Sandy? I don't think I do. And that's why it's an A minus. What's next? What is next? Sonic Rush Adventure. Good soundtrack, but not as good as Sonic Rush, right? What is the first level like? I can't think off the top of my head. Sorry if I've upset you with that. I know Fist Bump is a great song. I love Fist Bump, actually. I don't know if you caught me saying that, but I've always been a fan of that song. It's just, like, a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It's got anime theme song energy. So, Okay, it seems like Act 1 and Act 2 mix is what we're going to get. Is there anyone who's uploaded it Act 1 by itself? That's fine. That's fine. Plant Kingdom. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let me switch over here. I love... Now, I'm very biased towards the Rush games. They're some of my... Both of these games are like right up there for me in terms of like favorites that aren't the absolute classics. Now, they tried to emulate Naganuma's sound for the first Rush quite well, I think, in this game. I don't think they ever quite hit his level of goated soundtrack. But they do a good job, and I like this one a lot. So I got the everybody going on, you know. Sounds a bit like Jet Set Radio, and that's never bad. Yeah. I actually, and one of the things I really love about the this soundtrack in particular is, as you can kind of hear it here as well, it does have that like going to Hawaii on a holiday feeling mixed with Sonic. You know. Yeah, it's not Rush 1 good, but it is very good, right? This is a like if there was a Sonic club, I'd be getting down to this. Good bass line. B? No, this is better than a B. But then this is my kind of jam. Let's get back over. I did the transition wrong. Yeah. So I apologize. Yeah, it's definitely better than... I think it's... A- is probably fair. It's either here or here for me. I'm going to put it here for now, and we'll come back to it. It's very good, though. It's very groovy, and I like groovy. This is more like Rocky, which is fine. No, I like groovy more than Rocky. That's it. I put it in there. Groovy. Sonic Unleashed Wii. We'll get to Real Unleashed later. Sonic 06. We'll get to the general one later. Sonic Drift 2. Well, I assume there's a first track. Oops, that's Google again. So let's have a look. I have played this probably on like one of the collection games in the PS2 era. Many moons ago. I don't know that I remember. Emerald Hill seems to be the first course in Sonic Drift 2, so let's bang that on and let's just see, because I have no idea. Yeah, that's a Game Gear song. I'll be honest, this is kind of a fucking mess. I think they're trying to have a swingy bass line underneath, but it just kind of sounds off. You compare this to like what they did with, you compare that. Oh, I did it wrong again. With what they did with Triple Trouble, you know, same hardware. It's night and day, absolutely. That's my first D, quite honestly. No good. It's like this, that this was passable. Like, that was just video game music. And this is just, that was just a mess. And it's like a 30-second loop. You imagine listening to that for an entire race? No, thank you. That would hurt my ears. Yeah, sorry, Sonic Drift 2, but that was not good. Sonic R. We already know this is going to own. But I don't know if it's going to be an S. It's definitely going to be an A. This might be a need for an A+. Oh. Not, but let's give ourselves some perspective. Let's give ourselves some perspective. We know it's going to own. It's Can You Feel the Sunshine for the first level of Sonic R for whatever that level's called. I don't remember now. I mean, if it's an S, that's all the more reason to listen to it, quite frankly. The sun is shining on me. I'm not gonna sing along. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But I mean, like, what more can you? Oh, the original singer showed up. That is excellent. I am quite envious of your experience. Now, hopefully they do a DVD or, well, DVD. Put it on YouTube or something, somewhere. Like, it's just, I don't know if this is house or what, but like, this is just great 90s dance music, right? It's good to go. Good to go. Yeah, it's a tune. It's a bop. It's just a real song, isn't it? That's the other thing. Like, if you heard this on the radio in your mum's car as a kid, I don't think you would have thought of it as being out of place. However, I mean, you're saying it's an S, but, you know, I'm saying, is that really better than Sonic Mania's Green Hill Zone? I think we need to add a new tier. I think we need an A+ for Sonic R, because it's in between. It certainly is in between. Like, when you're in the mood, there's nothing better. But S tier, not so sure. We will revisit revisit this later as well. You know, when it's all said and done, just to see how we feel. So I got 5 minutes. I'd like to get... Let's see if we can bang out these two. Well, you had to be there, you know, for the explanation. I feel that it's... I kind of feel like Green Hill Zone is the benchmark. And the benchmark is A. But yes, it is very good. It is very good. Sonic Blast... I don't remember this soundtrack. I mean, I've given this... It's another Green Hill Zone, but I feel like it had quite a different sound. But let's find out together. It sounds like the Game Gear, alright. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's... You know, for the sound chip, for what we're going with here. It's certainly not Triple Trouble good, but it's better than I was expecting. It's better than the Tails Sky Patrol. Don't know if it's a B, but it's decent. You know, for a short song that's going to loop a lot, that's pretty decent. Like, this is the kind of song that if it got, like, glowed up, if it got the T-Lopes treatment, you know, it would be a pretty, like, he could probably do a really good, like, it's got something there. Seems well composed to me. Like, someone knew what they were doing when they made this song. Very triumphant, very positive feeling. Yeah. Let's see what we think. Let's see what we think. See, I can already, like, I can feel it. I can feel that song. So where are we going here? I think either C or here. I don't know. No, it's not that good, but I think it's better than the Sonic 4 song. I don't think it's C+ good. Yeah, I'm happy with that, because it is held back by the hardware and the fact that it's essentially 30 seconds of music on loop. It is held back by that. But for considering that is what it is, it's probably as good as that can be, right? The Triple Trouble really is quite amazing when you think about that in isolation. For the hardware it was on, like what they managed to get out of that from what we heard, with the real nice bassy sound, which always seems to be missing from these 8-bit games. It's really something. Right. Now, I wanted to... when I said I only had 5 minutes and I wanted to do 2 more, it's because I wanted to listen to this song, because this is a stupendous song. Yeah. Sonic 2 Master System OST. Here we go. Is it S? It's going to be close for me. I do really, really like it. Let's find out. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, in the rock world, you know, that bass line is just a classic go-to, isn't it? But I mean, it's got those Master System drums where all you can really do is have, like, it just sounds like some guy's got a hi-hat and he can open and close it, and that's it. But it works here, you know. It's giving that pace, giving that intensity. Yeah, it absolutely did. Like, if you collect rings, you lose some of it. So, yeah, it used every sound channel it could. But I love these, like, little key changes, you know. It really makes some kind of always feels like it's going somewhere, right? And but you never quite get there. It's just like as an ideal, an 8-bit opening level for Sonic as you can get. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. And then that little synth there. Love that, love that. You know it's good because I'm just sitting here grooving. But I'm trying making sure I talk over this enough that it's not copyrightable. You know, it's still original content. Okay, that's the loop. That's the loop right there. I love the songs that loop around this part because that means we get to kind of listen to the whole thing before making a judgment call. Okay, so we got to rank this. This is our last one. Now I'm thinking A. A plus? I don't think A plus. I think it actually hits a lot of the same notes for me as Sonic Colors does. It's got a very kind of, in very different ways, a very same feel to me, with that bass line that underpins it and everything, and that sort of walking lazy. There's a Sonic boom, ba da 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 da, and this one bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum bum. Yeah, they're very good. What? It's instantly recognized. You know that A is good, right? It's not bad. Like, we're comparing this to Green Hill Zone, remixed by T Lopes. That's not a bad. That ain't bad. Is it better than Colors? Go listen to the first song of Colors if you haven't. If you weren't here for that, like, that song is very good, very good. See, it's got this going, like, it's kind of short, but it's going either side of Colors. I think it's going here for nostalgia. I think it's going ahead. Nostalgia gives it the nod. That's the only thing that separated it in my mind. So, whoopsie-daisy. Luckily, you guys can't see that. So that's where we're going to leave it for today. I didn't realise this might be a 2 or 3-parter. This ranking these bloody things, but hey, it gives me something to do every Sunday morning. I have to go because I got somewhere to be. But just to recap, these were the first level themes, and this is what we decided on so far from what this guy said. Can I save it? Yeah, save it. Can I save it to, like, upload it later? I'm not sure. Not sure. Either way, we can recreate it next time, right? Let me save it then for now. Sonic. We'll save that and see what happens. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Easy joining us live. He's my co-host, he's the other guy here, the other pixel art guy. Thanks for joining. If you're watching later on the VOD, or if you are watching on YouTube, also on the VOD, then you can join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for Coffee and Video Games, where we just talk about games. At the moment, we're ranking these apparently for a few weeks. And on Thursdays at 7 o'clock in the evening, we, me and Easy, are trading off playing through our backlogs. So that's 7 o'clock. That's both twitch.tv/The Restart Collective or youtube.com /Retro Restart, I believe, for the re-uploads. So that's it. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next